everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Productions. Today I'm being joined once again by Jake, and like always, Fluff.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, beautiful people?
And this is the beginning of our, what I'm calling 95% of us being tryhards. We're getting ready for the TCG con coming up this following weekend, and Fluff has brought out Syn Shenron, and he's playing against one of our newer guys, Chris, who's playing SS4 Vegeta, which is kind of just like Fluff playing Fluff almost, because that's the deck that Fluff typically plays a lot too.
Almost.
So with that being said, there's buttons down below. Feel free to click them there for a reason, but let's get into this matchup. Going against Blue, I know your deck, Syn Shenron for you, is kind of like you want to play meta Soul Striker? Fine, I could deal with that. Same aspect going on here, because this leader needs to swing in order to ramp its cards.
I'm very comfortable against the SS4 Vegeta match. I know at what stages he's going to be weak, and I know at what stages I'm going to be able to punish him. So what you'll see that I end up doing over the course of this match is I'll bait his leader into swinging, and if I'm not able to block, I'll take the damage, let him ramp, and then prevent him from swinging with his leader for the next turn. So I really slow his deck down where he wants to play that mid-late range. I'm pushing it all into late range. Where I want to go off in the mid-range territory, I'm going to push him into late range. So you'll see that that's my goal against this deck.
So you don't really care if he gets the extra energy or not. You just don't want him to get multiple ramps in a row where he can outpace you and just outvalue what you're playing by playing 6 drops on turn 4 and disgusting things like that.
Correct. So you'll see here, once the swing with the leader resolves, I go on ahead and go for the 4-drop. I lock his leader down, so he's not going to be able to swing with his leader. And then if he puts out a battle card next turn and swings, I can't remember if I've got a Zamos super combo in hand, but I'll burn that Zamos to try to put out another 4-drop the next turn and lock him down one more time.
Yeah, because
the great thing Vegeta's? Oh, sorry.
I was like, the great thing about the 4-drop is that it doesn't stop the restanding; it just stops it from attacking. And Vegeta, you're talking about the counterattack thing? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can still restand, but like the 4-drop only stops it from attacking. They still get the restands.
Oh, so
it
doesn't matter what mode it's in. It can't attack.
Correct. In a practice game between me and Fluff prior to this event where I was playing Beerus, he did it to my leader. I'm like, okay. And then I just activated main on Beerus because I wasn't awakened yet to still maximize my draws.
He dropped the hit leader, or the hit unison, and I was like, okay, is hit going to be a problem or not? And I read it, and I was like, you know what? I'm probably not awakening until turn 4 or turn 5 anyway. I don't think I care about that unison.
I think that's the one that will flip your leader back over, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which for you is almost a hassle to get to sometimes. You have to either play a 4-drop unison or get down to 3 life, I think it is.
Yeah, 3 life.
So it's almost like a ticking time bomb, because if he does flip you over, you might not ever get to awaken again.
Might not. The cool thing about the leader's front side is the leader's front side is such a consistency generator for Syn Shenron that the longer that I sit on that front side, the better shape that I am. So him flipping me over really just puts me back into consistency territory, where instead of drawing one random card, I'm getting to pick off the top 5 the best card for what is coming then and there. So I don't care if he flips my leader back over once I awaken. Like, it doesn't bother me at all.
So I guess from here, his best mode or his best move would be to try and look for a board clear of some kind. Even though you're going to draw cards off the 9, he kind of needs to break the lock and then try and push with the lead. Maybe get another ramp before he gets locked out by that 4-drop on your next chain.
Is that Blue doesn't really have board clears. It's very rare in Blue.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a Zeno Unison or something to that effect.
And he charged his Zeno.
Oh.
Not board clear, but Blue has gotten some nicer cards lately. beforehand there was the Bojack's Vegeta card, where I think if you combo it and you play it or whatever, it's one card. But now there's a new Vegeta. It is 3 to play. It's a counter, but it will bottom deck 2 of your opponent's cards. Doesn't ignore barrier, but I mean, like, it can still get rid of 2 problematic cards just for 3 energy.
And this Omega is so aggressive.
Yeah. I don't even think I used its effect to copy a skill. I think I just turned it sideways and went 30k in it. Because I wanted to restand my blocker, so I'm going to plan on trying to eat his leader swing with this block, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a good target for it, because even if he uses the Ultra Instinct Goku, he's not going to be big enough unless he awakens to threaten the card.
Which, SS4 Vegeta is always awakening like that.
Yeah.
And I was expecting him to tap 1 and put it in, but he didn't do it.
Huh.
And then he swings into my Omega, and he throws a super combo on his token swing, and I was like, oh, that's 30k, not 20k. And it was a feels bad kind of moment for him, and I offered to let him take it back, but I think he just keeps it.
Yeah, he's just continuing the combo.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, you have a decent sized hand. 1 or 2 cards wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. So I just go ahead and use the Oceanus to restand. That'll give my Omega a dual attack next turn. So I'm okay with this exchange. He plays Chilled, and I just turn Chilled's skill off after it comes in with the Syn Shenron. So he's not going to be able to ramp into his skillless. So he was playing a Chilled skillless package that gives him something to do in the earlier turns while he's getting up to that 5, 6, 7, 8 energy range. And I just went ahead and turned the Chilled off.
I know that's a group of cards you've experimented with before, so
Yeah.
looks like he's in that same headspace you were when you were first playing SS4.
Yeah. It's just really susceptible to what, my field is doing right now. And so his Chilled has to get pushed back a turn. He's going to have to deal damage with the Chilled, so he's going to have to break through at least 1 blocker to get there. Like, I don't plan on letting him get that Chilled off. And I'm going to turn his leader off this turn. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get him to bait with God Sealing Trunks here. To see if I can get him to use that before I put the 4-drop out.
I feel like he's used 1 or 2 in this game already, right?
I don't know if he's used a God Sealing or not. I know he's charged 1.
Okay, I do see 1 in his energy. That alt art.
I think that's Heroic Prospect.
Is that the Heroic Prospect
Yeah,
alt art?
yeah, that's what that is.
Oh, okay. It's upside down.
Oh, I just realized that's a feel bad. The blocker tokens are no longer blocker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much a feel bad. I didn't even think about that as a possibility.
Yeah, that is something that's really powerful about this Syn Shenron deck is that as time goes on, even though it's an older strategy, cards really rely on having their skills, and negating a card's skills never really goes out of fashion. And it would just combined with the consistency and recursion that this deck has, I don't think it's going anywhere for a long time.
So I want to talk about this. This was a real feels bad moment. I activated the effect on the 1-star negative energy 1-star ball. And there's no 4-drops in my deck anymore. So they're all in my life.
It looks like you have 5 left.
Yeah. 6 maybe. I can't quite see
Looks like
the
5.
others. Yeah.
Oh, it could be 6 actually from the camera angle. I'm sorry.
I think it is 6. So I wasn't able to tap his leader down, and I was like, damn, that sucks. I wasted the whole energy on that.
Yeah, and here's Ultra Instinct Black Kamehameha, which is one of my favorite cards out of the most recent set, and the SPR just looks wonderful.
Yeah. I did opt to go on ahead and take the Unison's damage just to see if I could get into a 4-drop, because having the 4-drop would be worth just hard casting if I can bait out his God Sealing Trunks.
So you're going lead, searching the top. He's got a lot of energy open, so it looks like he fully intends on surviving this turn.
Yeah. And my goal this turn is to get him to waste negates in hand. So I want him negating. I want him pushing through and doing stuff like that. Like, I want him to defend and really cherish those last 2 life, because my next turn I'm planning on being my kill turn. I'm not really threatened by anything that he's put out on the field at this point, and I'm not really afraid of anything that he could potentially put on the field.
Is Baby 8 bad for you here? He can bottom deck your 9 and board a big 30k.
It'll get turned off, and he's not killing me with it.
Well, he's referring to it as a counterplay option, because if he were to do it, that matter if he gets turned off or not, he'll still get all the autos for it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer that here for you. I'm gonna answer that right now for you.
Well, it's like Fluff knew what was gonna happen.
Why did he put it in rest mode though?
The Natron Shenron taps it.
That's right. I forgot about that combo.
So unfortunately, I have to deal with a double strike next turn, which sucks. Or yeah, triple strike. But
you don't have to worry about his leader.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Now I will say you are at 3 life now. If he has another baby in his hand, you have a blocker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still covered there. He will have to either bait that blocker, or just hopes that maybe like he goes attack, you negate, and then he can bomb deck. But you were expecting 6 energy. He has possibly another ape in his hand or something like that.
Yeah, I'm expecting it, but I'm also not planning on activating a counter here. So I'm not planning on opening up a window for him to play another baby ape. I'm planning on really just playing through what he's got. And I think I kept the 1 energy open. I believe I have a Vegeta's Final Flash in hand, if I'm not mistaken. I guess we'll see once he turns the baby sideways.
I will say that even though you've been turning off the blocker on these chilled tokens as soon as they've been coming in, he's been making good use of them throughout the game to like bait negates and to use super combos and dig deeper and try and find better plays.
Zamasu, really good.
Yeah, Zamas tapped down the baby.
You don't even need to use the Final Flash, even if you did have it.
Like, I was not feeling threatened at all. And that's one of the really awesome things about Syn Shenron, is it might keep an energy open, but it feels very safe, even against wide boards. Like, it usually has a very quality hand, because you search through and you get the best of your Shadow Dragons early, so that your draws late game are just hyper quality draws. So I'm always drawing a super combo or a unison or a God Sealing Technique, or not God Sealing Technique, a Black Kamehameha or Vegeta's Final Flash. Like, they're just always really good draws in the late game.
Going into turn 6, knowing that if you can't take him out this turn, he's going to turn 7 and potentially playing an Android 17 against you. With your mindset is to, you have to take care of him this turn.
Yeah, it's in my head that he has to be taken care of this turn. So turn 6 is pretty much the kill gambit turn for Syn Shenron. So if he had Baby Hatch or something, I might be a little bit pressured going into his turn 7. The Goku here is going to get rid of a card on my side of the field. The Naturon's going to go on ahead and tap it. He goes down to 2 energy, so aside from him having like 6 negates in hand, and 4 of which being dimension magic, I'm not really all that afraid.
Yeah, because like you can just pay 6 using the leader's ability and play 7 more dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you smartly eventually did clear that hit unison. Because if you try and play all those dragons at once, and he God Seals you, it's going to be a really bad time.
The God Sealing would only return 1 to the hand, correct?
I think it would hit everything since they're all coming out at once.
I don't think it has the same wording as
I think it
as Crusher Ball.
Jimmy, if you're
because it says the card being played, not cards being played.
Not sure.
I remember there being an interaction between me and Jimmy when he was playing Toa, where if I played it, the 3 cards instead of being played from his deck go to his hand. So I think it does hit all 3. But I said, Jimmy, if you're back, let us know.
Yeah, if so, then I would feel really bad because I God Sealed somebody that played Vermilion Saiyans one time.
And yeah, so getting those cards and just pretty much going the all-in method.
Yeah. And I still had a whole grip of cards in my hand to defend with in case he somehow comboed out.
Yeah. So, with that being said, thank you all for enjoying today's matchup. Keep in mind, this button's up below and on the screen while Fluff does the outro.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Chris. I'm very skilled in the SS4 Vegeta matchup, having played that deck a lot myself. So I knew the points to really punish that deck. And I don't think he had a chance to play against Syn Shenron. So it was a very one-sided match in that regard. But even still, he did a fantastic job, and we got to look at his deck and kind of tweak things. But everybody, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to. And as always, Fluff out.